Okay, hello everyone. I you joined me pretty much halfway through our run. My GoPro didn't record the first bit. It just shut off immediately. So we are in a BMW Z4 3-liter SI. I've got some really good photos that I'm going to put on screen now for you of the car. It's actually a pity that I didn't get the first part of the run, because I spoke a lot about why this is a great entry sports car. And to summarize, pretty much this car is a great balance of entry level to a good amount of power for someone coming into the sports car realm. So I honestly think this is a wonderful car. Let's quickly hop out, get a walk around, and then we'll hop back in and we'll head back that way and enjoy our drive. Okay, and we're off. Now, one thing you're going to notice about this car is the absolutely glorious sound of that straight six in the front bonnet of this car. Exhibit A. It sounds magnificent. Now, just wait. What a sound. I mean, really, what more could you ask for? Now, when I spoke about this car previously, when I was not recording, the great thing about this car is it's very similar to the Z4M, which is an absolutely amazing sports car. It's very similar to that, but it's softer, it's not as powerful. The Z4M is 338 horsepower, this year has about 262 horsepower. So it's a bit down in power, but you get a lot of the dramaticness of a Z4M, with it having a naturally aspirated straight six in the front of this car. Now, when you talk about entry level, the reason why this is great is price point for mileage and also power. You get 262 horsepower, which is more than enough for an entry level car. You don't want so much that you can kill yourself, but you want enough that you can experience what a sports car is like. Now, this absolutely takes the cake of what a sports car is like. When you look at the styling, it looks like a shooting brake style car. And yes, it's a mixture of like a sports and a sports GT car. And while that's fine, there's a lot more to be had with this car. You know, that's why you kind of want the Z4M, because it does up the ante. But with this car compared to the Z4M, what do you get? Well, you get a few different things. Obviously, the engine. S54 is what is in the E86 BMW Z4M, but in this car you get the N52, which in its own right is an absolutely awesome car. Now, what else do you get? So, the Z4 has the same steering as the BMW M3 E46 Competition or the CSL. I think it's both? I'm not sure. Anyways, however, in this car you get electric steering, so it's a lot easier to use for dailying. And when you're looking at an entry-level sports car, you're not using your car, once a month. You're using it constantly, because it might be your only car. You might not have a beater that you can drive around all day. You might only have this car, and that's okay. And that's why this car is absolutely great. You've got hill start assist on this car. You've got a lot of, really helpful things on this car. Now, what is absolutely awesome about, this car is you get that great mix. The suspension isn't too hard. It takes this road, which is a very, very bumpy and unpleasant road, and it handles it like a champ. It really does. Now, when you compare that to when I drove my 135i on here or a Z4M, yeah, it won't be as pleasant driving this road or as much fun. It will be a little bit more rocky, to say the least. Now, what are the competitors to this car? So you've got a few things. You've got the Audi TT and the Porsche Boxster, and probably the Mercedes SLK. When you compare those cars to this, the Boxster is a more expensive car. It's more expensive to run, but it's a mid-engined sports car, so it's quite a different experience. Now, the TT and the SLK are more closely related to what you get in this car. Now, the TT is hideous, so we're going to write that off. The SLK is, in its own right, a pretty car, but I personally think it falls more in line with a hairdresser car than anything. Now, there's one car that, these very small sports cars, there's one car that rules them all, and it is the Miata. And I'm sure you can have more fun in that than this after doing a few things, but I would personally rather have this than a Miata, especially for daily driving. This is a comfy car, it's wonderful, the seats are great, very similar to the M seats, but they're more comfy, got a lot more support, very nice thigh support, and yeah, there's not much more you really need from them. They're very era topical seats, but they're great. One of my critiques with this car is I do wish it had a bit more feedback through the steering. Having electric steering as opposed to the hydraulic in the Z4M, you get less of a mechanical feeling and thus less input from the car. And personally, I would prefer a lot more input from the car. Yes, it's maybe not as pleasant for daily driving, but I like to know what my car is telling me. As far as that, there's really not a lot of differences. Interior is very similar. This silver shift knob is absolutely fantastic. Now, the steering wheel is one of the best steering wheels that BMW ever made. It is simply stunning. It is absolutely incredible, and I have zero complaints about it. I really do. Now, what else is there? There's really not much else to compare. You get sunglasses holders up here, which I'm not going to open because mine are in there and they will fall out. But really, the boot space in this car is the same as the Z4M, which is absolutely amazing. So you can daily this car, you can take it on road trips, you can do whatever you want with it. And with it having the more comfortable suspension as opposed to the Z4M, you get a wonderful time. You really do. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get to our point, turn around, and we'll have some fun heading back that way, and then we'll pull over and end the video. But let's enjoy these smoother roads that we have now. Wow, that's amazing. Out of all the windshield wipers where like it cleans the windshield, I've never seen one that powerful. That was amazing. Wow, that blows my mind. I mean, listen to that engine. For a non-M car, this is probably the best non-M car you can buy while sticking to the coupe type of range. And also having some of the best looks in the department of BMWs and cars in general. This car sounds amazing until you get to the rough part of the road, which is what we're on right now. Oh, the sound you get from accelerating in this car. Let's do it again. It's incredible, but really this road is less than ideal when it comes to sound and hearing the engine because it's so bloody rough. But I mean, wow, it's incredible, this little car. And it's not, it's not like the Z4M. It's not got that roaring straight six in the front of it. It has a different straight six that rolls in its own right, and I would argue sounds just as good. And let me show you why I'd say that. stand by what I said. Sounds incredible. Let's slow down and we'll shift down into third, and we'll do a third gear pull. I mean, that sounds so good. Car feels very planted through these corners. Yes, there's a bit of body roll as it's a softer suspension setup than the Z4M, but it's not a hectic amount of body roll, and it's nothing really that you're gonna notice if this is your first sports car. We'll see if we can get past this guy, and we are eventually coming up to our stop, but we'll see if we can get past this guy. Awesome. At our next stop. Well, actually, I think our final stop. This will be our final stop. Oopsie. Put in the clutch. Okay, let's pull over here. Don't slide forward, please. Thank you. And let's have a look at the car, and we will say goodbye. Okay. I mean, yes, what a magnificent car. It is stunning, it really is, and that is a beautiful view. Wow. No, but that is stunning. This car is absolutely stunning, and when it comes to entry-level sports cars, I really don't think you can do better than this. I think you're going to struggle to find a better car for a better price. And also the styling, it is gorgeous. That long bonnet, it's a magnificent car. BMW really did do something right with this shape. Now, would I have this or the Z4M? You know, as a daily driver, I'd have this, but for what I use the cars for, I'd have the Z4M. But if you're looking to get into your first sports car and you don't know where to go, I really think this is a great entry-level car, and I don't think that a Z4M is appropriate for an entry-level sports car. I really do think something like this is perfect, especially if you're young, you don't have a lot of money, you're probably going to have this one car that's going to get you from A to B all the time and also take you to the track, take you on back roads, take you doing whatever you want. I would really recommend this to anyone that is looking for an entry-level sports car. It is magnificent and you really can't go wrong with them. Like I said, you can find a low mileage one for great price and it can do just about everything that you could ask it to do. So yes, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video, which will be with this car again, and we will be doing something else. But yes, until then, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.